Hey guys, MC Mura here, and today we're gonna talk about the age-old discussion because this have been coming up a lot recently within the fighting game community. Old game good, new game bad, old game takes skill, everyone can be good in the new one. It's going crazy and everyone is talking about this whole topic, right? This is a loop, like we've been through this so many times, but let's actually try to break it down and objectively tackle this topic, right? This probably came up because of that punk tweet, but really what kickstarted this is the interview, the Christie interview with Ryan Hart. So we're gonna play out this section. This is just a minute from like a 30 minutes interview, but we're gonna play it out courtesy of Christie. I will leave a link to the full tweet and the YouTube video in the pinned comment so you can take a look at it. But let's listen to this nugget because this is what started everything.
So now people that weren't even able to touch these guys before are now able to do okay or be on par or even win sometimes. Take like a MOV or like a Haitani or someone, and play those guys on Street Fighter 6 or Street Fighter 5. You might do all right. You might even win. But play either of those.
Obviously, both of them are legendary players.
And you'll get cooked.
Done.
It will be 20-0. Like,
Free.
people don't understand the difference in the actual levels of the guy. It's not that the guy is good, but you've improved and now you're on the level. No. The game has given you access to him because the game is easier now. And you can tell it's easier now by how many good players there are. Like, everyone's good now.
Yes.
That says everything. Why isn't there a limited playing field to who gets good? Why does everyone get to get good? Because the game's easy. Third Strike, you weren't seeing hordes of people get good because the game was mad hard.
And as you would imagine, this got a lot of people triggered, right? A lot of people got triggered by this one, especially like the new players, the newer generations, and people who are just starting with fighting games because they feel like they are discredited, right? And this is a boomer take, you know what it is, right? But let's break down the facts, right? Let's talk about the actual difficulty, right? Because when people talk about difficulty in fighting games, the first things they talk about is typically execution, right? So we're gonna boot up Street Fighter 4, right? And Street Fighter 4 is the first modern fighting game in my opinion. Like, there's still hints of like the classics in it, but in many ways it is a modern fighting game. Alright, so here we got Street Fighter 4, and like I say, when people talk about old games being harder, typically the first things they mention, or they want to talk about really is execution, right? And specifically they want to talk about combos and how easy or hard was it to do combos. For example, if we're talking about a character like Cody here, I can do 3 jabs, right? And this is easy enough, right? It's not that hard. But I have actually to manually time them. If I rapid chain them, if I do like the Street Fighter 6 where I'm just mashing them, you can't special cancel that into a special, right? You have to manually time the spot on presses to be able to get the special cancel, right? So now I'm getting like, alright, this is a decent combo. But if I want to do a little bit more damage and get a good knockdown, I have to combo into the light kick Ruffian. But if I want to get a combo into the light kick Ruffian, it doesn't combo from jabs. See? This was like 3-hit combo and I get the cancel. So I have to go for a crouching medium punch. Right? This is a combo for it, but this is harder now because now this is like a tighter link. But if I really want to get optimal, I need to go crouching jab, standing medium, crouching heavy, which these are 2 consecutive 1-frame links. See? Like, this is like the real optimal combo, and yeah, this one was like substantially harder. But you get the point, right? Getting like the optimal damage was really difficult back then, right? You were typically not going for the optimal route. At least the average player were not going for the optimal route. So as you saw, like this stuff is legit difficult, and that is why Daigo, I don't know why did they do like that. And this is why this combo by Daigo, I'm pretty sure you've seen it, but this is why this combo by Daigo was like so impressive, right? Because it's like it's just 5-frame links, right? And we got loops like this one in Street Fighter 6, right? Like any Juri combo which does medium punch, heavy punch, you've seen it 10,000 times. Let's get to the combo straight, right? This is a combo, right? This is a stun combo. And then he's gonna TP for the ship. Yep. Right? So we have seen combos like this in Street Fighter 6. It's like like I said, any Juri combo, you're pretty much seeing like a version of this. But it's not impressive, right? But back then, this was really impressive. But what matters to me the most isn't actually like the combo execution. Combo execution matters because this means that if I am a 7 and I'm fighting a 9 out of 10 player, right? If I'm not getting my most optimal damage, this means that I have to outplay the better player more, and this is hard. So my chances of winning is reduced. If my hit is doing 90%, then I have to hit him twice, but if my hit is doing 30%, then I need to hit him 3 times, and then like 4 times, etc. Right? So I need to open him up more, which is more difficult. This is why the skill gap was wider. But it's not just about the combo damage. One thing that is actually really big is the input buffer. For example, here Guile is doing his crouching medium kick. This move, this crouching medium kick, this is actually -4 on block. I've said Guile to do it, and then he's gonna try to block, right? See, this is like with no input buffer, punishing the -4 is substantially harder. This is substantially harder than it is. Like I'm pressing the jab. See, I'm actually pressing it. Like I can't mash it and have it come out, and I'm beating Guile. See this? Like you have to legit manually time this, and it is hard. But think about like all of the things like you're consistently punishing in a game like Street Fighter 6. This to me is the biggest difference, right? And in the older games, reversal timing was hard, punishing stuff was hard. So execution matters in terms of combos, but also in terms of just playing and being able to punish. Alright, so following up with what I was just saying, and to keep things in perspective, if I was playing Luke, for example, let's turn on the frame meter and the attack data. If I was playing Luke, and this is like the only combo I know how to do, very easy combo, this does 2400 damage, right? Okay, situation here is pretty fine, I'm +4, but I'm not in throw range, I have to walk forward to throw him, it's not that great. But if I'm able to do like the advanced combos, something like this one, I did 2975, so I'm doing like almost 30%. I'm doing 600 more damage, and as you've seen, the Oki situation after the hit is pretty amazing, right? I'm just in his face, I'm +4, I don't have to micro anything, and I can immediately get the throw, right? This is the difference. And if the second combo, the optimal combo was like a 1-frame link where you can't really do it, then it would have been a different story, right? Right, and to keep things more in line, let's talk about the input buffer and how it helps you with punishing. Same example, Guile is gonna do the crouching medium kick. Remember how hard this was in Street Fighter 4, but here this is -4, bam, so easy to get my punish every single time, right? It's actually substantially easier in this game to get your punishes because of that input buffer. And to me, this is, like I said, the biggest difference. You're doing more damage, and the mental stack of like being able to time your punishes and everything, all of that is pretty much gone, right? There are some very few moves with like awkward block stun, and they really stand out, but for the most part, punishing stuff is just about knowledge and recognizing what you can punish. You don't really have to learn and mechanically build the muscle memory to punish stuff. An aspect that is really big when it comes to just old versus new and everything is accessibility. And by accessibility, I mean being able to play the game. I don't mean like modern controls, I mean this. Online, ranked, casual, custom, and all of that, right? Because if we're talking about new versus old, one thing that have consistently improved accessibility And what I'm talking about is network and access to players. Because in newer games, in a game like Street Fighter 6 right now, online is really good. You're able to play way more people. And because you're able to play way more people, you have access to a lot more play styles and you can learn so much, right? This is a huge deal. We can compare really to the Street Fighter 2 days where if you lived in a very populated region or region where you have a lot of high level players, then yes, like you're getting competition. Like Ryan was saying, Haitani MOVs, they are in Japan, very condensed region, have massive legendary arcades. So they have access to really good players, good tech and all of that. But if you were living in a remote region and you only got your friend, if you even had one to play with you, how are you supposed to compete? So this is a massive reason why in the newer games, people in general, the average player is so much better because online is so much better. You have much bigger pool of players to play with, and this one cannot be understated. So the third element is also one that got to do with the modern times, and it's simply access to knowledge. I can write FAT here and I get access to every single frame in Street Fighter 4, 5, 6, whatever, right? Here I can check out just simply Street Fighter 6 and I got an idea about like what I wanna do, right? I got an idea of like the frame data, I know what's safe, I know what's not in a minute. Players back in the days, they didn't have access to any of that. I can check out, like this example is Twitter, and I can say Street Fighter 6 underscore Manon, not like it's underscore, right? Manon, right? That's it. And I get access to like a ton of Manon tech, right? Like I just typed this and hey, I got a video that is showing me like what I can do, and this is like a lot of OK setups, and then I can immediately jump into training mode and start applying that. Access to knowledge is much more prevalent now than it used to be, right? This is the day and age of information, right? Here, like instantly, you know that you can do crouching medium punch into the live ballerina. This gives you an +2, so you got a setup, and he's showing you all of the different possibilities, all of the different options, and you can do this with all of the other characters. You got combos immediately. We got Javits with the maximum damage info, like immediately within seconds. Like now you know the optimal combo immediately, just like that. Right? Where back in the day, how would you even get that information, right? If we're talking, like let's be real, right? Let's be real. If you were on your own and you had zero access to anything, right? You didn't know what combos into what, right? Or like how you can like extend your combos and all of that. I bet you like 95% of the players would not understand like how to land the optimal punishes. Like if it's only you, would you really know that this like is a thing and here you go B or no? Most people actually like absorb information that they seen others apply, and then they pick it up and then they start building from there. So information and access to information is huge, right? It's huge, right? So I say access to information, right? Access to information is one of the biggest reasons as to why it's much easier now to level up, right? So in conclusion, what I want to say is the games, yes, they are easier. They are objectively easier, right? And I think this is undeniable, right? Now it's easier to play the game. Now it's easier to focus on other aspects. Like you don't have to focus on building muscle memory to punish. You can just do it. If you know it's punishable, you can. You can just be more optimal with your combo damage because you don't have to practice combos that hard. Now everyone can do setups, where like back in Street Fighter 4, doing setups was really difficult. A lot of the prep work has been done for you, right? And that's good. But you also have to consider that now players have more information, you have more access to a bigger pool of players, so you can play a lot more. What I'm trying to say is it's just different, right? Things are not going back to the way they were. Were the previous games more skillful? I think yes. Like the previous games did require more skill, but ultimately I don't think that's a bad thing, right? You ultimately wanna play for fun, and more people being into the game is more fun. More people being able to play the fighting game, I think that's good. I honestly think that's good. And I would love to hear your thoughts about all of this. What do you think? Old game good, new game bad? Is it wrong that they're trying to make the games more accessible, open it up to more people? Is it like now it's easier to play but it's harder to win? What do you think about the whole situation? I'd love to hear your take about all of this in the comment section below. I think it's better now that more people are able to play. More players are always good thing to me, and I would much rather have more players with an easier game like this one over having to fight 4 people in an ultra hard game that no one can play, and like you're not even directly interacting with the entire game. I think in a game like Street Fighter 4, until you knew about crouch tick, until you knew about blinking, until you're doing optimal combos, until you're doing safe jumps, you're not really playing the optimal game, which I mean I would like to play the fighting game a little bit faster. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and stay safe.